I'm Tony. He's Mike, and we're here for a quick and dirty. Today, we're doing the Michael B. Jordan vehicle Without Remorse, free to stream on Amazon Prime, and rightfully so. so, so
Thank God it's fucking free.
anyway, Amazon is just like they're pushing this thing hard. They're like, they're trying to compete with like all the big drops that HBO Max has got going on, and literally anything you start on Amazon Prime, it's popping up as watch Michael B. Jordan in Without Remorse, and so I did, and I am without concern about this. I don't want to go through the plot because the plot is the most basic bitch shit ever. I mean, like literally, it's almost like they had a grab bag of action movie tropes and they just reached in and pulled one out for every scene that came out. There's like this is the least original movie I have ever seen.
So this is supposed to be based on like a Tom Clancy book of the same name.
Sure.
And so I did a quick little research on it, and the plot is absolutely nothing in the book like it is here in the fucking movie. So John Kelly's wife, pregnant wife, does die, but she dies in a car crash. And then, so this Pam that dies in the book is actually a runaway prostitute drug mule that he picks up and ends up falling in love with. Her, I guess, kind of handler or whatever, spots her and then tries to get her back. She gets shot up, tortured, gang raped, and killed. Kelly gets shot up, but he recovers and he exacts his revenge. So it is nowhere near what the plot
yeah, that sounds like a wild. It's like, Without Remorse and title only is kind of what it sounds like there. So, yes. Like I said, I like Michael B. Jordan. I think that he's a fine actor. I'm not going to say that he's going to win an Academy Award for acting, but in the right role, he's the guy. He's the right guy. And in this, his character is such a Mary Sue. I mean, like he's the Navy SEAL. He's the bestest of the best of the Navy SEAL team that he runs around with, and he's super smart, and he's the perfect husband, and he's going to be the perfect daddy when his soon-to-be-born child is there, and he's just so good at everything. He's such a good guy. He even wants to have sex with his wife when she's 8 months pregnant. That's how good a guy that he is, and the whole setup is bullshit. The whole like assassination scene bit where like they're killing all the members of the Navy SEALs on American soil, it's all bullshit. Like none of it makes any sense. And so they show up at his house and they shoot everybody up, and he just happens to not be in bed because he's jamming out on his headphones, and I'm gonna go after him. I want revenge. It's like,
Here's the fun thing about that scene. Okay, so all the power goes out, but yet his laptop goes dead, even though it's run on battery power, because he grabs the power cord to plug the fucking laptop in.
Sincerely, and I mean this, like we went through Mortal Kombat, we went through Kong versus Godzilla versus King Kong, and neither of those we recommended, but this one was fucking painful to watch. Like literally 40 minutes in, and I'm like going, is this over yet? Please be over soon. So I mean, just it's. Okay, this actually, like you telling me that like they completely deviated from what was in the book actually like makes me think, okay, maybe Tom Clancy's not that bad, because this it wants to be a smart action thriller, but it's so dumb. Everything about it is just so average. Here's your Navy SEAL character, and there's the CIA operative, and we're just going to call him Red Herring because he's like set up to look like he's the bad guy, but it actually turns out, plot twist, no one gives a shit that he's actually not the bad guy. He just happens to be working with the bad guy who's undercover, and he's trying to do the right thing, but he's just being fenced in by having to do things through channels and his superiors or it's so blah.
Yeah.
So
The whole plot's fucking complete fucking bullshit. The reasoning at the end is fucking bullshit. We
uh-huh.
need we need a war to make this country great, to bring everybody fucking together.
Yeah.
Well,
And here's the other thing too. As far as the casting goes, like I like Guy Pearce, but it seems like now that Guy Pearce is older, every time that Guy Pearce is put into a movie, he always comes off as like he's the good guy at the beginning, but he's the villain at the end. Doesn't matter what fucking movie he's in. That's just Guy Pearce's role now.
and it's sad because you used to recognize Guy Pearce right off the bat. I didn't even know it was him till the end, and the fucking credits like, oh, that was Guy Pearce.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, dude, that was
So
such a vanilla performance. That was so
it
fucking
was.
boring and blasé. And speaking of which, if I didn't know any better, I would swore fucking George Lucas directed this fucking film because everybody's a fucking block of wood in this thing. Everybody's so fucking wooden.
I've legitimately got to go with the director on this one because I can almost hear him saying, "Well, you know what? You're in the military. You're trained. Don't show too much emotion. You've
Yeah,
been trained to not show emotion." And he applies that to every fucking
everything.
character in this movie. So much so that they all come off as phony. There's like no humanity in this whatsoever.
Yeah.
Literally, you could have made a more engaging film with a cast of robots because that's how this feels. And I'm looking at the director because, yeah, this watches like every shot in this movie was the first take.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing going on. There is no chemistry. There is no human interactions. There's nothing going on behind anybody's eyes. I don't know what it is about this movie, but it's like that bothered me from the very beginning of the film, and it never got any better.
The only thing that kind of dug about it was some of the editing when they had the action scenes. They actually stayed on the character for a while, so it was like a million fucking cuts in the action. They kind of let it breathe a little bit more, but sometimes let it breathe a little too much. They lingered a little too long. But I did like that better than like the fight scenes in Mortal Kombat.
See, I was gonna say the only fight scene that really stood out to me was the jail cell when he's
That
in
was good.
jail and the guards come in. That was
That was a
actually
good
really
scene.
well done. It was so well done that I'm sure that the director of this film had nothing to do with it. That was all the stunt coordinator.
Yes, yes.
But every shootout, like in the very first scene at the very beginning when they're in Syria or whatever the hell they are, like Michael B. Jordan is using aimbot hacks because he can't miss anything. He's just everything he shoots becomes a pencil because it's got a fresh lead in it now. And like, at the end of the movie, he can't hit the broadside of a fucking barn. So I'm just trying to figure out what happened. And I realize that he's been shot in the shoulder,
Yeah.
but he's been shot in the shoulder of the arm that he doesn't use to shoot with. So I got nothing, man.
Yeah.
It's just,
So
it's just,
that's the other thing I like. That's the other little thing that I liked about it too is that when he got injured, he sold the fuck out of that shit, dude.
yeah.
I mean, going to the next scene, he was still fucking hurt. He was like, "Oh, I'm magically good enough now to drive." He drove, but just barely. I mean,
Yeah.
his acting's so good in that regard. I think he'd be better as a pro wrestler than an actor.
It's funny that you say that because I was actually kind of thinking that Michael B. Jordan is kind of like The Rock in that you want to root for him. And in the right role, he's really great. But so far, he hasn't had like a really outstanding role. Now, I know that he was just in a movie that was Oscar nominated. And it's on HBO Max, and I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. So I know he's got some chops. I've seen him in enough movies to know that he does have some ability.
I have yet to see these chops you're talking about because everything I've seen him in, he plays the same type of character. He's pissed off at something or somebody or something. Creed, like even early in his career, like Fahrenheit 451.
Yeah.
Like his portrayal of Montauk was fucking shit.
Yeah.
It was fucking shit. It was not good. So he gets nothing from me. He has yet to show me that he has any type of range whatsoever. I mean, he does okay in this pissed off role. So for me, he's a one-note actor. You know what he should do? He should team up with fucking Keanu Reeves and do a John Wick with him.
I could see that. I could totally see that.
That's something I could buy into, you know. It doesn't require a whole lot of, you know, real acting. The guy, like I said, he's got a great build. He's very good at action. Like you said, that the fight scene with him in the cell with the cops was great.
Yeah.
It was really good. It's the highlight of the film. So do that, Michael B. Jordan.
So I'm just gonna say, like, I prefer him in his dramatic stuff. He, like, in this regard, he reminds me of The Rock in that he does these big disposable action films, and he knows that he's doing big disposable action films because The Rock, you want to root for him. Doesn't matter what it is. You always want to root for him, but at the end of the day, he has yet to do a movie that anybody's going to remember 10 years from now.
Yep. I mean, end of the day, I don't recommend this movie. If you're going to watch a Tom Clancy movie, watch 1990's Hunt for Red October.
Yeah,
it's on Amazon right now for $2.99. Spend your $3 on that. It's better than watching this for free any day.
This movie was just frustrating as shit. I fucking like I wanted to like it, and I'm like, when's gonna be a part that I like? It never happens. just
I watched the game 4 plus. The girls never came. The girls never came.
This was like it was frustrating to watch this fucking movie.
Oh, it's painful. It's painful. I told you, man. I told you we should not watch this and watch and do Boss Level.
You know, this movie is so fucking mediocre that I have to work up effort to hate it. It's not like that free flowing hate of it's like I gotta think about it and be like, that sucked. So
it's so bland, so fucking lifeless.
Really,
it's like eating a bowl of fucking white rice. It's worse than that.
No,
it's like eating a communion wafer.
I was gonna say rice cakes. I was gonna say plain rice cakes. No peanut butter, no honey, no bullshit, no nothing. Just rice cakes. It's like eating fucking packing peanuts condensed into a disc. That's what this movie is. It is the styrofoam of cinema. For everything that was wrong with Mortal Kombat and Godzilla versus Kong, I wasn't bored.
Yeah.
I was bored with this movie. So I can't think of a worse fate for an action film than to be so unremarkable as to lull your audience into a nap.
So I think for the next one, I think we're going to do Boss Level next.
I thought we were doing Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead.
Well, Boss Level's out now.
Okay. Well, then
you can watch it tonight. You can watch a fun, entertaining movie, and we can talk about that. And then we can talk about Zack Snyder when that comes out.
Okay. Just don't watch this movie. It sucks. I like Michael B. Jordan, and even he didn't make this watchable. It's boring and it's bad, and if you watch it, you should feel bad. And
you should. Should absolutely.
Listen, I'm done. I got nothing else to say. Fuck this movie.
But we'll see you guys in the next time on Tony Mike's Quick and Dirty.